Safe. Well, from Putin not being truthful about troops to a new poll in which 61% of Americans say they think the president lies about important matters some or most of the time. Add in another poll rating Congress's honesty and ethical standards beneath that of TV anchors, and you know it's getting bad. Which brings me to Father Robert Sirico on what happens when people lose faith. Father, good to have you.
Good to be with you again.
This is troubling, huh?
Well, it is. You know, we depend upon truth. You know, you think about it. It's not just inconsequential stuff. If you're driving one way on a road, you expect the guy driving the opposite way to stay in his lane. That's the truth. It's kind of a compact you have. And when people begin lying, things become very untenable very quickly.
But this is at the lowest levels we've seen for some time. And when it came to trust in public figures, I'm told it's the lowest we've had now since Richard Nixon and the height of Watergate. So obviously we're a very cynical people, but it's extended to young people who don't trust anyone.
Well, young people tend to be cynical in a lot of respects anyway. It's not like politicians lying is a new phenomenon. I think perhaps the new media documents it more quickly and more obviously. I mean, when you see somebody lying over and over again on a tape, I did not know that woman, then it gets driven into your mind and you become suspicious of other leaders.
By the way, that guy's going to be a grandfather, so that's a separate issue. But Father, I'm wondering too, in this Holy Week, when a lot of people try to get back to basics, try to get back to what's important, and they feel that their leaders have failed them, institutions have failed them, they're distrustful of Wall Street. 1 out of 3 Americans say they'll never invest in what is the bedrock of our country, that is capitalism. Something bigger is going on here. How do you get them back?
Well, I think when you lose a sense of the dignity, the august vocation of human life, things become very mean and ugly and red in tooth and claw, as somebody once said. I think what I have to do as a religious leader is proclaim the truth of Christ and his resurrection, the dignity, value of human life, both in this world and in the world to come. I think we need to be authentic and observe the traditions that so consistently have communicated faith over the centuries. I think if we do this reverently and constantly, that it will appeal as it has appealed to 2 millennia of generations.
Most people, when asked, I forget how long ago this was, Father, you think you'll get to heaven? Most people think they will. Are they naive, optimistic, clueless? What?
Well, they're certainly optimistic. I mean, I try to hedge my bets in that regard. You know, I know that I know me, and if I know me, God knows me a lot better than I know me. And this is going to be a traumatic moment when I'm turned to look at myself, as St. Augustine once said. That's what the encounter with God is, to look at the truth of who we are.
My worst nightmare, Father, is that God's a CNN viewer, you know? But that's another issue. Father, thank you
That will be mine too.
very much. A happy Easter to you.
Blessed Easter to you and all your viewers.